We are knee deep in the middle of football season, and we've also gone through rural development. We've gone through conventional loans, FHA, VA, all these different types of loans. But there's a lot of similarities between footballs and underwriting guidelines. Tracy, what do they mean by that?
So I was recently at a mom's event that STM put on that was called Chalk Talk, and it was for moms of football players. And they really did a great job of breaking down the game and explaining the rules to us. But one of the biggest takeaways where I had my aha moment was they explained that in high school football, the rules are the same, but every single game played is different. And I was like, wow, I can really relate this to what we do from a mortgage standpoint, because the same thing is applicable with that.
So all these, you're right. High school's got a set of rules. College has got a set of rules. NFL's got a different set of rules.
Yeah.
But it's all the same game.
Right. So like if you compare high school football to an FHA loan, for example, I've done hundreds and hundreds of FHA loans, and I've done this for over 18 years, but no FHA loan has been like any other. So when you try to compare, okay, this loan has this situation or this issue, how do I overcome it? Because I had a similar file, but there's so many other variables involved in the file itself, when it comes to income, how the borrower gets paid, what the borrower gets paid, their debt to income ratio, their credit score, do they have collections? Do they have charge-offs? What do those look like? Do they have student loans? All of those things play a big factor, and they all tie in together to help you hopefully produce the outcome, which is a loan closing.
And ironically, we're going to keep this analogy going on. There's been season after season and year after year and decade after decade of football. And a lot of these teams play each other again and again and again, but the outcomes are never exactly the same.
Right. Yes.
That's why you play the game.
Different teams, different players, different plays, same set of rules, but the outcome is different. So just keep in mind all of that if you're purchasing or refinancing a house as you go through the mortgage process and the purchase process or the refinance process, that you can't compare it to a previous file. And the same thing goes to realtors. If you have a client who has ABC situation and another client who has the same ABC situation, the outcome will not be the same. The scenario will not be the same. So, everyone means well. And, we find that whenever we have those young buyers who are buying, there are a lot of helpful family members who want to try
to impart some wisdom of things that have happened.
Try to help, but they compare it to a loan that was done 5, 10, 12 years ago. Those rules don't even exist anymore. The guidelines are completely different. And even if they had an FHA loan and you have an FHA loan, your loans are not the same. They always mean well, but at the end of the day, you need to consult a professional. And mom and dad who bought a house 28.5 years ago are not the experts when it comes to mortgages.
I'm going to take that a step further. I'm not the expert when it comes to mortgages, and Lord knows I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of real estate deals over the life of my career. And one thing that you'll always, if you're working with me, you'll always hear me saying this: I typically stay in my lane, which is the realtor side of the business. These guidelines change on the daily, so there's no way I can keep up with all the things that are going on inside the marketplace, as well as the guideline changes that are going through. I can always speak intelligently, with Tracy or whoever your loan officer happens to be. Hopefully it's her. But in order for us to be able to get to the finish line efficiently, the lenders are the ones that are ultimately driving the car to be able to get us to
let the lender drive the bus, and be compliant. If your loan officer asks for something, get it to them in a very timely fashion, because your delays will only delay the process.
I'll take that another step further. I have plenty of buyers that have tried to outsmart the system. She's been doing this for 19 years, closed thousands of loans. She knows what she's doing. You're not going to know any better than what the system's already set up. So be compliant, do what you need to do, and we can get you into that house as soon as possible with the best pricing, with the best costs, and all of that fun stuff to be ultimately to be able to get that loan refinanced or into that home.
That's it.
Awesome. Where can they find you?
337-257-9146.
We will see you next week.